Greetings, I'm Doc V, and I want to get right to it. One of our politicians said that our borders were being crossed by immigrants who are murderers, rapists, convicts, drug addicts, selling drugs, murderers, killing people. And it was stated that they're coming across the borders and they're taking your black jobs. And he said it more than once. And I'm having a problem with this. What did he mean by a black job? What's a black job? A job that can be obtained or picked up by a murderer or a rapist or a gang leader or a drug addict. What is this implying? What is this person saying? I'm not going to mention the name, but if you fact find and you Google, you'll find out just who I'm talking about. What is a black job? And what does this statement imply? Does this imply that blacks are at the bottom of the social economic ladder, the bottom of the pyramid, where we're just working on the basic needs or the basic jobs that are picked up by vagrants, migrants, the jobs that people don't want, and that's a black job? Didn't I see or speak to a black attorney the other day? Didn't I speak with a major franchise owner who was black? Didn't I speak with a dentist who has her own office and her own practice? Didn't I speak with a doctor who works at a major hospital in the metro Atlanta area? Didn't I speak to a business owner that started a business from scratch? And aren't these people making $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 a year? Are those black jobs? Because these are black people holding these jobs. What about airplane pilots that are black? What about vacation resort owners who are black, who are African American? What jobs do they have? They're black and they're working on these jobs. What does he mean by a black job? Do you understand that some people are so stuck in the past? They're still stuck in the time before the 1964 Civil Rights Act, when there were black jobs. There were jobs where we as black people need not apply. There were jobs where we'd not even put an application in because we weren't going to get that position. It was the jobs that were non-skilled labor, jobs that nobody wanted, dangerous jobs that put you in a situation where you could be harmed by chemicals, where you could be harmed by unsafe practices, unsafe surroundings, where OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Administration, they check and make sure that jobs are appropriate and safe for the workers, for the workers and for the people they work for. But these so-called black jobs, they jumped over that. They went around that. They just put you to work, and they just put you at work and hoping you would survive, or not really hoping you survive, but they knew it was a high turnover job. And if the job hurt you or you became sick, they would just move you on the side and put somebody else in this position. Now, a lot of things have changed since the 1964 Civil Rights Act. And what was once considered a black job is now considered just entry-level positions, non-skilled labor. And I understand what he was saying about migrants coming in and criminals coming in that can't get a job working with a major corporation or a Fortune 500 corporation have to accept these jobs. But why did he put the label of black people, black jobs, and black people getting these jobs, and these jobs being specifically for black folks? I said once again in the previous recording that I would rather be hated than deemed inferior. I am not inferior. You, as a black man, are not inferior. You are intelligent. You are strong. You are resourceful. You just have to walk and work and push and press past racism. Past the obstacles that are holding you back. Past the things that are saying, well, you don't belong here, you need to get over there. You need to work past that. I've got stories that I've told in my previous recordings. I'm not going to get into all those now, but there were times where I wondered if I was going to be able to maintain my temper and go forward and apply again, or take the loss and go around and apply again, or try another position and try again, when I knew I was overlooked and I knew I was being discriminated against, and I knew that I was cut under because of my race. I don't want to get into details now. If you listen to some of my Doc V talks, you will hear several situations where I was discriminated against at school, I was discriminated against at work, but I kept pressing forward. Now, some of us, we don't have that discipline, we don't have that patience. My dad was a very strict taskmaster. And when he told me to do something one time, I did it, because I did not want to face that man and tell him or try to explain to him why I didn't do it. I was disciplined, I was taught respect, and I was taught to work hard and to get back up, and you fight and you go forward. Some of us didn't get that example. Some of us were not taught to be strong and to keep driving and to keep pressing forward. And for that reason, when we see that we were discriminated against or done wrong, we did not fight with our brains, and we did not fight with the system that is now set up to protect us if we walk and navigate through it properly. But we get angry and we want to fight with our fist. We want to fight with a baseball bat. We want to shoot someone. And we become a statistic again. We become a statistic when we fall into areas that people say, yeah, that's what they do. You know, black people, they don't work and they don't try. And they're just in a lower class because they're lazy. And that's not true at all. We come from a different background. We come from slavery. We come from discrimination. We come from lynchings and mobbings. We come from people looking at us as if we're not a human. And we've come a long way since then, but we still have a ways to go. And sometimes people that act like, oh yes, I'm not racist, I love everybody, and then they slip and they start talking about black jobs, which is the lower jobs that only we can get. If you listen to a person long enough, they will reveal themselves, and you will see and hear what they really feel about you. I had to get that out. I don't want to call it anger, but maybe a little frustration when I see students. I'm a school teacher, and I see students that fall into the negative stereotype. At my school, it's about 30% white, 30% black, and then 30% other. That other group is Asians, Mexicans, and people from Korea, and people from China, and there's some people from African and Latin America. I work now at a great rainbow of different students. And what hurts me and what troubles me more than anything is when there's a discipline problem, when there's someone getting out of line, when there's someone being disrespectful. A lot of times, it's our people. And this frustrates me. And I ask the young man at times, what do you think you're doing? What are you trying to prove? Do you want to move out of your mom's house someday and be able to make it on your own? Do you want to be able to drive a nice car, have a home, have a job, take care of things? Well, this is where it starts. It starts in school. It starts with paying attention, respecting your classmates, respecting your teacher, getting your assignments done on time, not playing around and everything's a joke all time and all day. And then next thing you know, you turn 17, 18, and 19, and you don't have a diploma, you don't have anything because you didn't listen. I'm trying to tell you something. What you do in school, what you do in public, it does matter. It does count. It does affect me. How you walk and how you carry yourself does affect me. And it affects others like me. Sometimes I understand why people of other races look at us as a black race and they're like, oh, there they go. Be careful. Watch out for them. You don't know what they're going to do, because we do have some bad examples. We do have people that don't want to work, that don't want to take care of their business, and they go rob a store and they get caught. Then they act like it's the police's fault for arresting you because they caught you doing something wrong. What are you doing? What are you doing? Make proper decisions. Utilize the opportunities that have been placed before you. Our laws are geared to help you and assist you if you walk and follow them. Of course, there's some people that don't want to follow the laws. There's some corrupt policemen, there's some corrupt politicians, and there's some racist policemen and racist politicians. And there's racist people on your job and in your neighborhood. There is. Yes, there's people that will love and embrace you, and there's people that were taught that it's not about the color, but it's about the content of the heart. But you have to use wisdom and step carefully to navigate around this, around these people. Some love you, some don't love you. Some accept you, some don't accept you. But you have to watch what you are doing. You have to be careful of what you are doing, what you are saying, and how you conduct yourself amongst others. So my question is, what are you doing? What are you doing? Do you realize that you are being watched? Do you realize that what you say and what you do does follow you? Do you realize people make judgments about you? And what you do affects their judgment on me because we look alike. Well, that ain't none of my business. It don't matter what. Yes, it does. We're connected. So my question is, what are you doing? A lot of us are stuck on this physiological and safety levels of Maslow's hierarchy. If I could just bring this down so the camera can see, physiological safety, love of belonging, esteem, and self-actualization. What percentage of us are able to self-actualize? A very small percentage, because we're stuck on the physiological level and the safety levels. We're trying to have a place to live and food to eat and trying to be safe, and we're so busy struggling with that we cannot self-actualize. Part of it is racism. Part of it is the history of slavery and discrimination that we've gone through, but part of it is our bad decisions. Part of it is us. So my question is, what are you doing? I'm Doc V, and I'll see you next time.